Hi, welcome to the Captivation Hub introduction video. Let's start right here on the dashboard. This is your control center. You'll see key insights like recent conversations, tasks, upcoming calendar events, your sales pipeline, and more. It's a great way to stay organized and on top of your business day to day. Here's a quick look at that. You can also add in your Google Analytics, your Google Business Profile, your Facebook and Google Ads, and sales efficiency. All this can be set up through various areas inside a Captivation Hub, namely whatever pixels you have, whatever you have set up in your automations, your pipelines, and your opportunities as well. Next, let's jump over into settings. This is where you want to get started. You will want to fill out your business profile with your name, your business name, your business contact information, and it would be good to upload a logo here. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now I'm going to go over to integrations. Here's where you'll want to connect your Google Calendar if you are planning on having a Google Calendar integrated. The calendar booking system is amazing, works very similarly to Calendly if you're familiar. I know Microsoft Outlook has something similar as well. However, using the service directly inside of Captivation Hub is a great asset as it keeps everything in one place. And it allows you to build automations off of that as well. You can connect your Google profiles. You want to connect your social media accounts as well. Here's a couple more social medias. If you use QuickBooks or Wave for your bookkeeping, you can connect those as well. And then if you have a Shopify account, you can connect that there as well. The other thing is, in order to receive any payments, you'll need to connect a payment processor. We'll go over specifics in a little bit later in the video, but Stripe is one of the main ones that is used here. I'll show you some other options in just a moment. Next, I'm going to hop over to the payments screen. So invoices and estimates, whenever you create an invoice, it will pull the business information that you have listed in your business profile. So as I mentioned before, you want to make sure you fill that profile out accurately. You can always update it directly inside the invoice. However, just for speed and uniform, you want to make sure that you fill out that business profile because it will share to other places within your account. Captivation Hub also helps you get paid faster and manage client interactions more professionally. Under payments, you can see that you're able to integrate Stripe, Square, PayPal, and there's a couple of other ones here if you're familiar with them. One thing that works well is if you use Stripe, you can use Stripe and PayPal if you want to give your clients that pay in 4 option that automatically comes with PayPal if they're eligible. PayPal, whenever they go to pay, whether it's an invoice, an order form, a payment link, it'll give them both of those options. But you can only connect Stripe or Square. So that's just something important to remember. Under the contract section, you can upload or create agreements and send them with the e-signature. No more bouncing in between apps. It works just like DocuSign. Whenever you're creating that, if it is the same, no matter what client you have, you can create a template and use that ongoing. You can even build that into an automation. If it is a contract that is going to change from client to client, you can build it out in whatever document creator you use, whether that's Google Doc or Microsoft Word, and then you would just export as a PDF and you can upload that PDF over here. And then it populates, it has the elements where you add in initials and signature and date very similarly to DocuSign, except it's free and all in one, so you're able to automate it. In the product section, this is where you can add in the products that you'll have These products are where you will pull and link them to whatever you're putting inside of your invoices, whatever you're adding into your forms, and whatever you're building out in your order forms. Okay. So you'll have to start with the product first, and then that's when you can go in and add it to the invoice or add it to the order form. Creating a product is very easy. You can just enter the title, the descriptions, the images it's asking you for. Those are all for internal use. It'll show up kind of in that main screen we were just in. However, it doesn't push through to the client. So that would be up to you if you want to add that information in there. You can have one-time and reoccurring payments. So you would just select that there. When you choose reoccurring, it'll ask you the billing period. It can be monthly, weekly, annually, or custom. You can even have a trial period. So if you say you get a trial for 7 days, and then after 7 days, it will charge them this amount monthly. You put the number of payments, and then if you want to add a setup or need to add a setup fee, you would do that there. Once you save, it'll become live to the payment method that you have integrated, Stripe, Slack, or PayPal. Stripe, Square, or PayPal, and then you'll be able to use those moving forward. Let's talk marketing. I'm going to head over to the marketing section. The social planner allows you to schedule posts across your platforms like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or more. You can plan your content ahead, you can add images, and you can even track engagement in here. Next, moving over to the email tab. This is where you're going to send your email campaigns or create email templates to attach to your automations. This is sample data, but just so that you can see what this looks like. Tracking your analytics and looking at your performance analysts hasn't been easier. You can see it as whole numbers, or you can switch it over and use it as rates. Once you click here across the top, you'll go over to templates, is where you always want to start, whether you're using a template inside of an automation or you're using the template inside of an email campaign. When you go to create a template, you would just hit new, and then there's a really nice area where you can pull in email templates based on your business, your niche, the time of year, what the email is for. You can search all of these. They're very well crafted, and they will auto populate to allow you to edit those as needed. Just changing out the verbiage and the images to what you need. However, if you want to build from scratch, you'll just create blank template. Use Design Editor, as these are for more advanced use. What the Design Editor will allow you to do is drag and drop. So you will drag and drop elements and fill them in as necessary. So I'll show you that really quickly. So it's easy to move these elements around once you add them. You can delete them or duplicate them here. You can see the mobile view or the desktop view as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an image to the top. When you add an image, if you click this, you'll be able to go to your cap drive, which is where you can upload media. You can change the size of this here, or if you scroll, you can change the margin, you can change the sizing, you can make it a clickable image where you can add the link, you can add alt text for your SEO. And then if you want to give it a background, you would do that here. Next, I'm going to add in some text. So when you click here, as you can see, your formatting menu pops up here. Very simple, easy to use. This gives you some sizing structure. This gives you your fonts. You can add more Google fonts there. Sizing, bold, add links, add custom values, customer's first name. And then you always want to save your template and save it here. And it's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go back out. Next, we're going to talk about your brand boards. So a brand board is pretty important, as most of it is an internal kind of collection of your brand, as it isn't pushed anywhere else unless you want it to be. The main thing about building a brand board is the colors. So they have some ones that you can pull from, but if you already have your own, you would start from scratch. And then the main takeaway from here is your color palette. If you pull this in here, whenever you're going to create those emails, whenever you're going to create those funnels or websites, your colors will automatically populate to grab from there, making it easier for you to incorporate your brand colors into everything you're doing versus having to copy over hex codes every time you're creating something. So that is a key takeaway with using this area. I'm going to move over to funnels and websites. So if you're building a funnel, there's templates that you can find similarly to how you find an email template. Websites are the same. There's templates for that as well. It's all a drag and drop feature, which is really nice. And so what you'll want to do is either create from templates or create from blank. You can name your funnel here. And so we're just going to put a test. The great thing about Captivation Hub is you can easily build beautiful, high converting pages using the drag and drop editor, whether it's a sales page, a webinar funnel, a lead magnet, or another kind of opt-in. It's all possible with Captivation Hub. So I'm going to hop in and I'm going to add a step, and let's just say we're doing an opt-in, right? In the path, you would want to give it a fancier pathway, but we're just going to use opt-in for this tutorial. So I'm going to create that first funnel step. And now it's going to ask if we want to use an existing one, meaning if you already had one, you can copy it over to this funnel, but we're going to create from blank because we don't have one. Okay, so whenever you first create your funnel, you want to choose the width of the section, and this is how it appears on the screen. So I'm just going to add the section. We're going to do a single column row, and then this is where you add in your elements. You can add in headlines, buttons, forms, blog posts, images, photo gallery. Whatever you add here, these are your options. It's a very nice drag and drop feature. So I'm going to add in an image. Whatever element you add, you'll be able to edit it over here to the right-hand side. So this is where you choose that. This is where you choose the sizing. And if you want this image to have any actions versus go to the next step of your funnel or go to a specific web page URL link, every time you add an element, you'll be able to edit it over here on the right-hand side. So everything, like I said, is very drag and drop. And if I wanted to add in a headline there, it'll pop up here. And as you can see on the right, I can edit the font size, the font weight, change the colors. And this is where I'm talking about if you do your brand board, your colors will already be there to auto-populate to be for your brand. Key rule of thumb, always, always save and save often. And then whenever you're ready to publish, you can publish there. Next, I'm going to talk about forms. So moving on forms. Forms are really easy to create. As you can see here, there are templates for this as well. You can view your submissions to any forms here, and you can even analyze them with the analytics as you see in the screen right there. You have surveys as well. And then you can even add in a blog as well. If you have a blog already, this is just another amazing feature that allows you to publish articles for your brand, and they have great SEO and for delivering consistent value. Next, let's move over to the membership hub. This is a very popular area, as being course creators or community leaders are very popular right now. Here's where you would build your courses. Here's where you would start communities or groups, very similarly to a Facebook community. If you're familiar with platforms such as School, that's how it would work inside of here. However, you wouldn't need that additional platform. So that is where you would set that up there. Here is where, if you had a calendar integrated here, you'd be able to see your appointments. You'd be able to sync with your personal calendar to make sure that you don't have any double bookings with any personal items. And so you can have multiple calendars. They can be free discovery call calendars or they could be paid one-on-one calendars. So it's really easy to set up here as well. Lastly, we're going to talk about contacts. Contacts works very similarly to a CRM. So as you can see, the sample contacts there, whenever you're adding in an opt-in form or somebody fills out an order form, or somebody, even if you have your social media set up and somebody DMs you, that information will populate here under your contacts. You'll have the name here, you'll have a phone number if you want to add that as a field that's necessary for your business, and then you'll have the email as well. Here are tags that you can create, which I will always recommend that you create them. And the tags are simply to group like clients together, either based off of an opt-in that you have, so shared interest, or based off of origination. So if you're importing your contacts from another platform, that you can create smart lists, which is right here, and name all those contacts like these are from MailChimp, for example. You can do that as well. Through automations, you can automatically tag contacts that come through. So if somebody purchases something from you, you can tag them with the name of that offering that you have. But it just allows you to either retarget through email to that specific group of people, or send automations to that specific group of people, just so you know where people came from, what they're interested in, and allow you to continue the conversation with them. So that's it. That's your quick start tour of Captivation Hub. As you can see, it's everything you need in one place to run and grow your business.